woke up this morning and I thought to myself, there's one thing I don't want to see today, and that is an AI Trump dancing with an AI Elon Musk. But Trump on his social media platforms forced me to look at that. So I'm going to force you to as well. A very strange video that Trump posted. I've seen it circulating around, but on his official, now newly reactive Twitter account or X account, he posted this video. I'll show that to you, and then we'll look at something else crazy that Trump posted, and then we'll look at some moments from an event that Trump held that were very confused. He was very confused about different subjects. So, with that being said, let's start with this. You'll, at first glance, think this seems so unimportant. Why we're talking about it. A part of it is because of the goofiness, but a part of it is an important point that relates to it. So we'll talk about that after.
Well, you can tell by the way I use my walk, I'm a woman's man, no time to talk.
I should describe for our podcast listeners, as you're hearing this music, great song, but just imagine, I guess this is AI or animated version of Elon Musk and Trump dancing their hearts away together.
Music loud, women want for being kicked around. Since I was born, never tolerate. I'm okay, and you may look the other way, but we can try to understand and do your time to make the man. Whether you're a brother or wife, you're a mother, you're staying alive, staying alive. Feel the city breaking and everybody shaking, but we're staying alive, staying alive. Staying alive, staying alive.
You know, as per this part, I think, oh gosh, this is the, again, to describe for our podcast listeners, the part of the dance where they both grab their crotch. Also not something I'd prefer to see. Elon Musk and Trump grabbing their crotch in unison. But I should note, the dancing of these animated characters is very good to a great song. See? It might not fair, but Trump, as you can see here, his official account decided this was something worthy of posting. Very strange. But beyond the goofiness of it, what is this emblematic of to me? The way that Elon Musk and Trump have a relationship, and Elon Musk's involvement in this election, is something that MAGA would lose their ever-loving mind over if it went the other way. They have all these conspiracy theories about George Soros, the billionaire, because he dares to donate to campaigns and organizations that support campaigns. And that means, in their mind, that he controls all of Democratic politics, often a little bit of anti-Semitic undertones to those claims. But now Elon Musk comes along, a powerful billionaire, one of the richest people at different points, the richest person in the country, and purchases a consequential, especially with news content, social media outlet, while promoting his own MAGA views, and then proclaims himself to be a supporter of one of the candidates, and then donates to that candidate, while owning a super important platform in this election. Imagine if George Soros, and I'll keep using him as the example because they're obsessed with him, if George Soros had purchased X, or Twitter, and kept it Twitter, hopefully, that would have been nice, and then was donating to Harris, and was espousing pro-Harris views, they would say he must be rigging the social media outlet in favor of Harris, right? And I'm not saying that's what's going on with X, but that's what they would say. And if Trump then lost, they would say, see, this is billionaires rigging elections, supporting one of the candidates, putting their finger on the scale. You know it to be the case. When CNN dares to not broadcast an entire Trump speech, they say that's election interference, and they're being politically biased. But when Fox News structures its entire platform around pushing pro-Trump propaganda, that's not election interference, or there's nothing wrong with that. And a similar hypocrisy here with this tight relationship now, like we saw with their long, disastrous conversation on the X Spaces platform. This is a relationship, a cozy friendship between the two of them that MAGA would find very problematic if it went a different way. So that's that. A very serious point connected to an unserious video. But next, Trump posted this: Kamala Harris wants nothing to do with crooked Joe Biden. They are throwing him out on the Monday night stage known as Death Valley. He now hates Obama and Crazy Nancy more than he hates me. He's an angry man, as he should be. They stole the presidency from him, and then he puts in quotes for some reason, "It was a coup." I don't know who he's quoting there, but he's long struggled with the proper usage of quotations. And it's interesting because at speech after speech, instead of spending his valuable limited time going after the person that he's actually running against now, Vice President Kamala Harris, he'll spend all this time attacking Biden or talking about how the presidency was stolen from Biden, even though Biden made a decision he had the right to make, which is not accepting the nomination after pressure granted, which people have the right to pressure somebody. That's, well, everyone's using their rights, and Biden ended up using his to drop off the ticket. But Trump has this bizarre obsession with trying to wish a campaign against Biden back into existence. And we've been hearing him say Biden's going to come back to the DNC. This is what I'm hearing. And he's going to show up and he's going to say, "I'm the nominee. Nominate me," actually. There's no evidence Biden has any intention to do that. Actually, I would bet everything I have on the bet that Biden will not do that. But Trump is asserting it repetitively and repeatedly because he really wants it to happen, trying to speak it into existence. And it's just a waste of his time. Now, we talked about this speech in Asheville, North Carolina yesterday, specifically how his staff structured it as an economy about, or as a speech about the economy, right? Focus on the economy. So Trump came out and said, "They told me it's supposed to be about the economy. It's labeled as an economy speech." And I guess that's the most important issue, but I don't really think it is. It's one of the parts that we reviewed. And he wasn't able to stay on message as they were trying to box him in to do. Just talk about the economy. And instead, again, went after Harris's laugh and levy these personal attacks that are actually hurting his campaign. Well, some moments I missed were of Trump indicating how little he understands about some subjects. I want to catch up on those now.
You think that's going to lift your prices a little bit? Think of that. They're going to take away 84%. And the real stuff, that's the stuff that powers the plants. It's not wind that goes around and around. And, darling, let's watch the president's State of the Union speech tonight. I'm sorry, we won't be able to do it. The wind isn't blowing, darling. We have no electricity.
Why is everyone laughing at that? Do they not understand? Even though we wouldn't fully rely on just wind energy as a first correction, second correction, do they not understand that you can store energy after it's generated? Please, MAGA, we can figure this out together. You don't only get to utilize it if in the moment the wind is blowing, or your TVs will turn off if the wind stops blowing. Battery power is a fascinating thing. Then you have this.
Under Kamala's extreme high-cost energy policy known as net zero, you know what net zero, they have no idea what it means, by the way. It's net zero. What does that mean? Nobody knows. Ask her what it means. We're going to go to a net zero policy. What does that mean? I have no idea.
The words of someone who has no idea. That's always what he says about stuff. When he goes, no one knew what this term meant until a few seconds ago. He means he just found out about it. When he says, "I bet Harris doesn't know what the heck a net zero policy is on carbon," he just means he doesn't know what it means. The majority of people who regularly watch this show aren't subscribed to it. That's kind of crazy, right? If that applies to you, do me a favor and click that subscribe button. Easy, free, but makes all the difference. I appreciate it. Back to the video. And then you have him explaining inflation as such.
Look at this. So, this is Tic Tacs, right? I don't know if I like the company. I've never met. I have no idea. They're so lucky. Look at all the television. This is the greatest commercial they ever had. But that's what happened. This is inflation. This is Tic Tac. This is Tic Tac. This is inflation. This is what's happened. I just happened to have somebody gave me this one today. I said, I think
Okay. And actually, shrinkflation Biden has been trying to address, and he's been mocked for it by MAGA. He's made a point about chips. You'll open up a chip bag, and there's not enough chips in there. And this is about companies saving money. This is about profits soaring through the usage of tools like that one and many others. And when Biden talks about that in a speech, he gets mocked for it. Shrinkflation, not enough chips. Or when Harris talks about trying to go after price gouging, they say all the mechanisms by which she would attempt to do so are ridiculous and would be, as Tim Pool put it, communism. Of course, everything's communism. And we'll finish this out with Trump saying this about Harris.
with me, you will always have a president who tells it like it is. You will always have somebody where I let you know where I stand, and you can vote for me or not, but you need that, and you need consistency, and you need brilliance. You need brilliance. She is not a brilliant person. She is not a smart person. She is not very smart.
And we'll let the American people be the judge on that one as to who has the intelligence to be president. Let me know what you thought of that in the comments. If you want to get extra content daily and support the work we do, you can do so by clicking the join button below. Thank you all so much. Whether you click it or not, okay? Thank you for watching the show, supporting what we're doing, even just through your viewership. We greatly appreciate it. And then if you want to donate to Harris's campaign, you can do so by clicking the link in the description of this video.